Hey guys, it's Flamefall here. So right now I am going to do Death Battle. It's been a while since I do Death Battle. I'm gonna try to catch up again. Try to catch up. And this time I'm gonna do Heihachi Mishima versus Geese Howard. And I also heard Heihachi. He's a Tekken fighter. Well, more like a character in Tekken, that fire. Actually, I fully remember him. He's Jin Kazuma's grandfather. That's actually like the family line. Like that's Jin's grandfather. And I think I heard Geese Howard. It's more like I'm how I put this. I remember him from one of the. It's just the notifications from my phone. Just ignore it. Anyway, how I put this. I remembered him from one of the previous Death Battles. He's actually. I think they mentioned him. What's that Death Battle called? Well, it has to do with Ken. You know, Ken from Street Fighter. Yeah, that's how I remember. And I'm just gonna do one Death Battle. I'll do two and another time. Well, because it's somewhat a bit late at night, I'm just gonna do one. And yeah, I got nothing else to say. Without further ado, let's get this going in 3, 2, 1.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew, a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost.
Blue Chew is an online prescription service and the process is easy. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers to find the right ingredient and strength, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription in just days.
So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal just for you.
Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code BATTLE at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping.
That's BlueChew.com promo code BATTLE to receive your first month free. Thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the show. Heihachi Mishima, billionaire megalomaniac behind the King of the Iron Fist.
And Geese Howard, karate kingpin behind the King of Fighters.
These two ruthless businessmen are as talented at martial arts
as they are terrible at being dads. But whose fury will prove the most fatal? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, it's gonna be like 8-bit style?
The Mishima Zaibatsu is a multinational conglomerate so powerful it can field armies massive enough to conduct world wars. Its leader is the enigmatic martial arts master, Heihachi Mishima. His goal? World domination.
Damn.
This dude treats male pattern baldness like an extreme sport. He taught his super intelligent bear best friend karate, and if he doesn't like you, he'll strap you to a rocket ship and launch you into space. He's like a kung fu Wolverine Elon Musk.
He sure is something, all right.
The words you're looking for here are ruthless and bastard, Wiz. Heihachi didn't like how his dad, Jinpachi, who looks like the Charizard to his Charmeleon, was running the family business, so he locked him in a basement to die and get possessed by a demon.
Heihachi built the Mishima Zaibatsu into the largest military developer in the world. And believe it or not, he's also a family man with a wife and child.
Sucks he had to kill his new baby mama with his bare hands after she got possessed by a demon too. A different demon.
This was the Devil Gene, and it would prove to be Heihachi's greatest adversary for the rest of his life. Fearing his son Kazuya had inherited this gene and its terrifying demonic power, he did what any loving, supportive father would do.
Toss his bitch ass off a cliff! If he climbed back up, it meant he was a devil. If he didn't, that meant he was A-OK. Except for being dead.
Which is basically what medieval peasants did to witches. The Mishima are old-fashioned. Now truly alone, without love or family holding him back, Heihachi could focus on one thing: power.
And not just the kind that lets you finance a satellite in order to kick family members you don't like out of it, but the punchy, kicky kind too.
Heihachi is a practitioner of Mishima-style fighting karate, based on real-life Goju Ryu, also known as hard, soft style.
Oh, that's too easy, even for me, Wiz. Goju Ryu combines hard striking kicks and punches with open hand circular techniques for grapples, takedowns, and throws.
Heihachi's fighting style is aggression personified, with such techniques as the dragon uppercut, flash punch combo, and demon scissors.
And if he really wanted to, he could impale you on one of his hair horns. Maybe.
Is that even
Heihachi
possible?
has even mastered the use of ki, or spirit energy, to manifest lightning, like in his classic Electric Wind God Fist. His ki can even enhance his physicality to frankly absurd levels.
Like the time he caught a bullet in his mouth. I'd say that's crazy, but he did the same thing to a tomahawk before shattering it with his teeth. How much of that blade did he swallow? Dude must have gave his beehole braces.
Or the time he got dogpiled by a bunch of Russian androids called Jacks, which all self-destructed, annihilating the temple he was in.
Yeah, he got up a bit later, infuriated, I'm sure, by the world's audacity to declare him dead from such a paltry wound.
Other
Dang.
Jack models were strong enough to destroy a 6-mile-wide apocalyptic asteroid and survive being blasted by a satellite laser.
How
By
strong
taking
is
a look at the
Heihachi?
size of the blast compared to the height of the clouds, this laser was packing around 1.6 megatons of TNT, and Heihachi can tear through the newest Jack models like that hatchet must have
Hey,
tore
fought
through
with a
his
Puma?
boomstick. Can't stop thinking about it, Wiz. Either end that's coming out of, it's not gonna be good.
After decades of dominance, Heihachi finally hosted the King of Iron Fist tournament.
And who should show up to the fight but his son Kazuya for the salty runback, all grown up and definitely not dead by Cliff. Oh man, what I wouldn't give to beat the shit out of my dad and toss his ass off a cliff. Probably what Elon Musk's son will do
Yeah,
after he
Kazuya
finds out
did.
what his dad named him. That. Man, he and Heihachi are kinda similar. He launches rockets, he's super rich and weird, and I don't even want to think about Heihachi with a Twitter account.
Well, except for the whole martial arts thing, Musk is just some pasty lazy.
I did Taekwondo, I did karate, Kyokushinkai.
Oh man, he's been Heihachi all along! And that means his son is Kazuya! Someone keep their eye on him in case he throws him off a cliff! But hey, Muskie, if you ever host a King of Iron Tesla tournament, give me a call.
Despite his humiliating defeat, Heihachi returned to battle his son once again, and this time tossed him into a volcano. These people really have a fetish for this one particular kind of execution,
Literally.
especially considering it never works.
Beating his son ain't too
Really?
shabby, considering Kaz is one of the strongest fighters in the entire world, even without the devil gene, which, surprise, turns him into a goddamn demon. He can fire laser beams fast enough to hit a satellite in a fraction of a second. And yes, this is the same satellite we keep bringing up.
Measuring how far Kazuya was from the satellite, his forehead laser would have to be moving at just over 1% the speed of light.
Damn.
And the Hatchmeister was fast enough to intercept this same beam in order to save Kazuya's life from his evil devil self. Maybe he had a change of heart. Oh no, okay. Or I could be wrong.
How is he alive?
Not after that. Man, they really hate each other. Even Heihachi's grandson Jin got in on the action.
Okay, so
3
right.
generations of Mishima men bonding over throwing each other off cliffs.
After living a life consumed by hatred, the drive for power, and that, Heihachi reunited with Kazuya for one last battle to the death and shed a single tear at his son's complete transformation into a monster.
Oh, he did care. Maybe all of that crazy Bond villain bluster was just a facade for the heartbreak he suffered at destroying his own family and creating a cycle of violence, as so many fathers have before him. Dad.
He fought Kazuya as he lived, a man. No cyborg enhancements, no devil gene, no whatever Yoshimitsu is. Heihachi fought his literal demons with nothing more than his stubborn, egomaniacal refusal to give up until he could stand no longer.
Those who live by the volcano die by the volcano. Well, at least until he magically comes back in the next game. And when he does, he'll be determined as always to rule the world with a Tekken.
Don't you mean Iron Fist? Oh, god damn it, Boomstick.
Okay, you tough son of a bitch.
Welcome to the sun-drenched streets of Southtown, USA. Should you ever find yourself there on vacation, you can rest easy knowing the Howard Connection Protection Agency will keep you safe from the clutches of the local mafia.
Until you realize the Howard connection is the Mafia. Top-tier business model they got there.
And in control of both stands the legendary Geese Howard.
Okay, Wiz, that was all sounding pretty badass until you said his name was Geese. What kind of dork is named after a waterfowl? The only worse name I could think of would be Swan. His absentee dad may be an Austrian terrorist, but the only thing he's blowing up is his son's future.
After Geese's mother succumbed to an illness they were too poor to treat, 15-year-old Geese tracked his father down to kill him.
Before getting completely wrecked by his half-brother Krauser, who was 9 years old. Oof! Now the ultimate scrub lord, he's found the martial arts master Tong Fu Ru to gain ultimate power and take revenge.
Geese fights with a combination of the deep, strong stances and hard-hitting combos of karate, the quick, deadly blows of kickboxing, and his primary style, Aiki Jutsu.
Translating to hard soft, which again, all too easy. Aiki Jutsu is all about throws, counters, and locks. It focuses on using opponents' weight against them, kinda like its descendant, Aikido. And you can't forget the shit-eating catchphrases. But what Geese was really there to learn was hippopotamus.
Jesus. With Hakyoku Seiken, Geese can absorb life energy, or chi, from the earth itself and mold powerful energy blasts.
His Reppuken rockets across the ground like a buzzsaw, while Raging Storm is a massive fanged geyser that'll devastate anyone nearby.
He can imbue these attacks with lightning called down from the heavens, or enhance his strength and speed to perform blindingly fast combos like Deadly Rave and Rashomon.
Wait just a goddamn second, Wiz. Did Geese just throw that poor man straight into the air and then patty cake his nuts on the way back down? That is pure evil.
Geese's master felt the same way, sensing his pupil's darker intentions. So instead of entrusting the dojo's most secret of scrolls to Geese, he gave them to his other student, Jeff.
God damn it, Jeff. I hate him as much as Geese does. What kind of name is Jeff? Jeff.
Infuriated, Geese left Tung School to take over Southtown's existing criminal empire and install himself as the city's new crime lord.
Who, for some reason, demands to dress up in karate gi at all times.
Well, Geese's appreciation for Japanese martial arts extends to the culture as a whole. Music, architecture...
He's a weeb, like a buff otaku Vito Corleone. Who do you think his waifu is? Himself? Ooh, I probably would too.
I don't know, I appreciate Geese's tenacity and business acumen. It reminds me of me. Inventing reality-bending weaponry for black markets around the globe has done my checkings account pretty well. Like my Cyber Goose.
Mecha Goose Howard? Oh, please, Wiz, I've seen your student loans from Mad Scientist U. It's a sideways 8 next to a smiling turd emoji. I hear they sell self-respect next to the dollar pizza place you like so much.
Despite being a badass crime lord, Geese was still plagued by inadequacy. So he took out his anger on the lamest person he knew, Jeff.
And he did it in front of his kids. I'm sure that'll turn out well in a decade or two. Wow, this guy has got to be the pettiest bitch in all of Southtown. Next to Jeff.
Oh, you think that's bad? How about when Geese had a son and left him and his mother in poverty? And when that son asked for help paying for his mom's illness, Geese ignored him.
Wow, without a hint of irony. After successfully conquering Southtown, Geese hosted the King of Fighters martial arts tournament in order to solidify his position as the strongest fighter around.
Which he basically was. Geese is powerful enough to obliterate entire swaths of forest with his chi and defeat the reality-warping entity Verse, who could create a hurricane the size of a stadium.
Even Takuma, one of Geese's subordinates, was strong enough to redirect a blast from the Zero Cannon, a city-annihilating satellite laser.
Considering the laser was intended to eradicate Southtown, which is a fictional stand-in for real-life South Miami, the blast would have to have a yield of around 1.7 megatons.
And judging by how fast it reached the Earth's surface, it must have been moving at over 2% the speed of light, and Takuma's fodder compared to Geese.
Seemingly unbeatable, Geese was finally confronted by Terry Bogard, the son of the man he murdered years before. You know, Jeff.
Now that man has great taste in hats. After one of the fiercest battles ever witnessed, Terry defeated Geese and threw him from the top of Geese Tower to his death, until he came back, so Terry threw him off it again. You can't keep a good goose down.
Whether it be manipulating future events from the shadows or demonstrating his magnificent power in front of the whole world, Geese's tenacity will always strive to crown him the King of Fighters.
Of course.
Stay down, maggot.
All right, the combatants are set.
Geese
We've run
like
the
have
data
like an
through all
ego.
possibilities.
That's why
But
I'm just
first,
doing
if
the
you
vibe.
want to know how Geese and Heihachi got
This
to be
will be a
dads in the
very
first place,
difficult
check
fight.
out Adam and Eve. Hey, you know what's awesome?
What's awesome?
Free stuff. You know what's even better than free stuff?
I was about to say
Free
that
stuff
I
to
think
spice up your
Heihachi has, like,
bedroom.
Oh, now you
the
have
most
my attention.
durability.
Well, you're in luck.
And
This
probably
episode
the
of Death
most
Battle is brought to you
experienced
by
fighter
Adam and
because he's,
Eve.
like,
And if you
75
use
years
our
old.
code BATTLE
I mean,
at
when you're,
checkout,
like,
you can select
old,
almost any
you mean-
one item
you
and
mean
get
you'll
it
have, like,
50%
experience
off.
fighting
But where
from
does
your
the
entire
free
life.
stuff come in?
After you enter the code BATTLE at checkout, the folks at Adam and
You-
Eve will
you
see
guys
you
get
have
what I'm
great
saying.
taste and they'll load you up
It
with
will
free
be
stuff.
pretty difficult.
They'll send you 10
Like, compared,
tantalizing
like, their
free
power
gifts.
wise.
Say more.
There's a sexy item for him, a special gift for her, and a third item for both of you, plus 6 free spicy
And-
movies and free shipping.
Wow, you weren't kidding when you said free stuff, huh?
A deal
Yeah,
this good is no
and,
joke.
And if you like the sound of that, you can go to adamandeve.com and use the code BATTLE.
Remember, that's to get almost any one item 50% off and 10 free gifts.
That's BATTLE, BATTLE, BATTLE at checkout at adamandeve.com.
Like I said, this
But
to me
right
is gonna be
now,
confusing.
it's time for a death
Oh,
battle!
let's get to the fight.
Welcome to the final match of the international collaboration between the Iron Fist and King of Fighters tournaments. The prize, sole ownership of both the Mishima Zaibatsu and the Howard Connection. Oh, flagrant disregard of antitrust
There's
laws. But
Heihachi.
okay, let's go to our fighters. Heihachi Mishima!
Here,
And his opponent, Geese Howard!
Pixel. Hey, I should
愚かなやつめ。犬覚悟はできてるか
Mishima, your nightmare begins. Predictable.
What is it?
言ったじゃん。鼻がへし折れるまで叩き込んでくれるわ。
I will stain my hands with your blood, old man.
Wonder if the old man. Old man and him make up that dodger power.
Predictable.
Put the shoulder.
まだ言うぜ。
Oh, this is really good. Ooh. One, the fight is again. Each trigger. It doesn't work good. Blue man literally just activates the fucking volcano.
Too easy.
つまらんわ。
Predictable. Beat this man all words against him. That's defense though. They're gonna yeet this fucking volcano.
You cannot escape from death.
共に強敵だ
Oh! I felt that. And Hachi literally won. Show's over.
KO! Better break out the soy sauce for Geese, cause this goose was cooked.
Both fighters had the brutal tenacity and martial arts mastery to push each other to the limit, but Heihachi just had the greater limits to push.
Sorry, Wiz, this one was obvious. One of them throws people off cliffs, the other has people throw him off cliffs. Kind of a no-duh.
It was not a no duh. In fact, Geese's wider variety of chi techniques were able to keep Heihachi at a distance, and his ability to draw
How
chi
did
from the
Heihachi
earth meant he
won?
could spam them for as long as he wanted.
But Heihachi has had plenty of experience with projectile
Like I
spammers
said.
like Kazuya, whose lasers are fast enough to reach outer space in seconds. He'd have no trouble getting in close.
Heihachi's decades of combat training over Geese also allowed him to learn and adapt to his Aikijutsu.
Like I said.
He's even defeated Aikido masters like Nina Williams before, so it wasn't entirely new to him.
Got that
Ultimately, it
experience.
came down to who was stronger, faster, and tougher. Both scaled to characters like Jack and Takuma, who survived satellite lasers nearly equal to each other.
But both feats were performed pretty casually by weaker characters, so what could they do at their best? For Geese, let's look at his fight with Verse, who created that hurricane.
By measuring its size compared to the stadium to get the mass of the clouds, making a storm that big would take about 1.8 gigatons of TNT, about 1,000 times more powerful than the Zero Cannon that could destroy Southtown.
But we're not done. One single Jack unit was able to destroy a 6-mile-wide asteroid heading toward Earth. Estimating its volume and density, the energy it would take to violently fragment it is nearly 8 gigatons of TNT,
So,
over 4 times
that's
more
way
powerful than
stronger
Versus Hurricane.
And Heihachi can tear through Jacks like nothing, which is crazy because that satellite laser it reacted to was moving at about 4% the speed of light, twice as fast as the Zero Cannon and Geese's best.
Geese was a clever, ruthless opponent, but Heihachi's power, experience, and sheer bull-headed stubbornness allowed him to walk away the victor.
Man, this fight was so intense, it almost made Mishima pants.
The winner is Heihachi Mishima.
Well, okay, so that was Heihachi Mishima versus Geese Howard. Like I said, old men in like video games or any kind of anime, they have literally the experience. Literally the experience of fighting. And well, like I said, I feel like Heihachi got like the most durability because he used to. It's like, to me, like this fight is like between two toughness, even though those two are both dick of our fathers, but still, that's actually a pretty not bad fight. Can't wait to see another death battle. What's going to happen next? And how it actually, I kind of somewhat pictured that Heihachi might win, not because of his age. Well, I keep mentioning about his age, but still he has. I mean, he how I put this. I feel like I don't remember something that I was about to say, but it somehow just slipped my mind all of a second. I have no idea how. Well, anyway, that's it for this video. If you like it, hit the comment, and hit the like and subscribe button down below, and place a comment And well, excuse me, I'm gonna have to go to bed. Later, guys.